Alright, hello people. I'm doing this for a second time because I was already talking for 15 minutes and my OBS was not recording, which is wonderful. So I'll do this one more time. This is just a quick talking video. I'm just gonna do one take to talk about the new trailers. We just got the Lizzo song pack trailer today, a couple hours ago, announcing the new music pack. I haven't played it yet, but from what people have been saying on Twitter, it looks pretty awesome. The environment is really nice, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But what I wanted to talk about is the trailers, and something that a lot of people have been picking up on with the recent trailers, especially when it comes to like big artists. The trailers just don't look like Beat Saber. And some people have a problem with that. I personally I think it's fine, but I'd still like to have it a different way. And I'm going to talk about that later as well. Like what I think is the best trailer they've done for a song pack yet. So we got the Lizzo trailer for the Lizzo song pack. It's 9 songs. And they're showcasing this one. It's called To Be Loved, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a very high quality production. You can spot that immediately. Like you have, there's going to be a lot of different locations, great dancing. The camera movement is absolutely incredible in many places. So this is it's a high budget trailer. A very lot of money spent on this. So it starts off here. She's putting on a VR headset. Pretty classic. We've seen that before. We are transitioning into this VFX scene. This is not the actual platform, I believe, but of course it's a recreation of it. And then we get into the dance choreography. A lot of different people transitioning between them, holding the sabers as well, and then we'll get into a little bit of actual showing them playing the game as well later. You can see it here, but it's of course from the wrong side because you want to show people's faces. Like that's such an important part when it comes to bringing emotions across, and that's what you want to do in this trailer. You want to bring the emotion across, how it's gonna feel to play this song pack, right? You want to be like, hell yeah, I'm dancing all the way around. Like this is pop music. Like this happy party like feeling. That's what you want to get across, and I think this trailer it does that pretty well. It just looks nice. It's the VFX as well and the dancing. It's all pretty great. Oh, yo, she dabbing? Goddamn. But what a lot of people, especially in the more dedicated community, have been picking up on is when they're dancing, they are dancing with the sabers, and you see them cutting notes as well. But they're clearly not playing the game. Of course, it's pretty obvious because they're not wearing a headset, but it doesn't look like they're playing the game. Right? You could give them a choreography that looks like they're actually playing the game, and I'll show you one of those later as well. But these people are clearly dancing out a choreography they got from some instructor or like a director, and they're just acting that out without seeing anything related to the new song pack. They definitely did not see the maps. They did not see any of the pre-production stuff. They got their choreography and they've been acting that out, which is absolutely no blame on them. Like I think the dancing in this is great. These are all great dancers, but they're just not playing Beat Saber. They are dancing. They are dancing to a song, doing that really well. But if you want to show, hey yo, look at these people dancing to this new song pack, don't show them playing something that's clearly not the map. And they are dancing here. They are also holding the lightsabers, which again signifies that they are playing the game, which they aren't. They are likely holding like some sort of easily keyable grip, probably just like a green stick that's like 10 centimeters long or something, or even less. Maybe it's like 5 centimeters, something like that, just so their hands have something to grab. Because the way they're swinging their sabers, there's clearly no weight to them, which just feels weird when you talk about grabbing huge audiences, which is what you want to do with the trailer. Like, this is a high budget production. You want to create hype around your new song pack, new content for this VR lightsaber game. But when you look at the lightsabers, they look weird. Probably not as much if you're used to playing Beat Saber, but think about what you've known about, like, from what you've known about lightsabers. Think about Star Wars. If you think about people wielding lightsabers in Star Wars, they feel so much heavier than this. These lightsabers clearly have no mass. And of course the ones in Star Wars, they shouldn't have mass. They are made out of light or plasma or whatever. They should be extremely light. But the way they use them in Star Wars, it feels a lot more weighted. The swings are huge. They have to like anticipate. There's this huge period of anticipation before every swing. They have to pull back and after every swing as well to just, like, catch the weight of the handle and the blade. And that's how we kind of get used to swords. Like, they just look like normal swords, but they glow. Meanwhile, these ones are clearly not. They don't have any weight to them, and you can see that very clearly. And that just looks unnatural because they are huge. They are, like, this is a huge glow stick, but they swing it around like it's nothing. And that just looks weird. That just looks weird. And there's a lot of stuff that goes into this, but again, yeah, dancing, it doesn't really look like they're playing the game. And what most people were like feeling got ticked off by is the last section, where we actually see them play from behind. This section especially, we see the environment here. This is also not in engine, but it's pretty close. It's a pretty close rendition. Like, the platform actually looks like this. It's just not the same render. It's just not rendered in engine, which I don't think is a big problem. You can have if the studio that does the VFX has full control over this, they can dial in all the settings way better. It's definitely a cleaner workflow. What is a problem is these patterns. Look what she's playing here. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Look at these notes. This is not no Beat Saber map has ever been like this. You can talk shit about 2018 all you want, but we wouldn't have mapped this. Okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about everyone. Like, I don't know, the Sword probably could have done something like this, but I don't care. We'll not get into that. It just looks so weird, and it doesn't feel like Beat Saber, which I think is not appreciated by a lot of the more tryhard community, like the people who actually spend a lot of time analyzing maps, playing maps. I think this should have just been handled differently. And this is an issue that kind of stems from the way these trailers are made, especially the more high production ones. You start with a concept drawn up. You have a production company on it who have a lot of different concepts. You create a shot list. Meanwhile, the dancers get brought together with an instructor. Then they work out a choreography. People are working out where they're gonna shoot, how they're gonna move the camera. Like, a lot of stuff goes into it. All the production crew, a lot of people have to be assembled in every location to pull this off. The camera stuff. And then at the end, you shoot this trailer, which looks great. Like, the scenes are great. I already said the dancing costumes, everything looks really, really nice. Especially this transition here. I don't know if this headset, if they're actually wearing this headset, because like at some points the motion blur in it looks a little bit weird. It looks like it's sort of placed a little bit too high on top of their head, and it's not moving enough with how they're shaking like their faces. It's either that this headset is just tracked on, or he's actually wearing it, and this transition, sorry for the bitrate, or this transition is just insane. It's so clean. Whoop! The way that he's wiping away the headset is so good. Also, I don't know why it does, like, why it blocks up so bad. My VLC play is just horrible, apparently. Where was I? Oh yeah, the pipeline. The production pipeline. Yeah, they do all this. They shoot this trailer. They have the shots, the video files, and then they send them off to the production company or the VFX company, whatever studio made this. I don't know which one it was. It's probably, I don't know if it's linked in the description of the YouTube video. Give me maybe 1 second and I'll find out if the production company is linked, which, sorry, I hope it should be. I don't think it is. Nope. Didn't link the production company that made your trailer. Okay. Anyways, should do that. Should really do that. Give people credit. Anyways, you send these shots to the production company, right? And they get these, and then you have an employee who gets, if you get to the end, who gets these shots, these dance moves, and you task him with, okay, we need to actually show like a little bit of them playing the actual game, so people know what they're getting into when they buy this. So please place some notes there so it actually looks like they're hitting something. But it's just so difficult with the dance moves you have. The choreography is not made for Beat Saber. It looks great. The dancing is incredible, but it just doesn't line up. And then you have to put the notes in somehow. And in the end, you just end up with kind of a mess. It doesn't look as great as, in my opinion, it could have been. And this is not the VFX house's fault. They had the footage was probably shot weeks ago at that point. And of course, like, reshoots are extremely expensive. So they were just like, alright, fuck it. We just put some notes in there, make it look as best as we can. Like, this wall is really cool. It's a one high. I don't think I've ever seen a one high note in game. I don't know if that's possible at all. Like, they're always at least 2 high. Especially if it's a duck wall. But you put some notes in, you put the walls in, make it look as best as you can. I think that, like, the notes in general, like, the lighting on the sabers, it looks awesome. Oh wait, I want to see if the light actually casts onto the people. Yeah, it's also something that's really difficult in VFX. If you have a glowing object, right? That's emitting, it's a lightsaber. It's emitting a huge amount of light. It should be extremely bright, but it's not lighting her up at all. She's lit like she's in a studio because that's where she is. She's dancing in front of a green screen. But the huge bright lightsaber she's supposed to be holding isn't illuminating her in any way. Which is something that, again, is probably because the people shooting these on location with the actors in front of a green screen probably did not know what the final shot is going to be. That was, in my opinion, it looks like it's all piled onto the VFX studio in the end to make this somehow coherent, and that's why this is just extremely difficult to. You can do this lighting effect in VFX, but it's horrendously difficult and it takes so much time. So they probably just said, we are transitioning so quickly, and like, you don't really notice it. It doesn't take a lot away from the trailer. Like, it's not that bad, but it's just something that, again, slightly makes you feel like it's off. But for that, you need like multi-million budgets and huge studios. Then you can maybe do this and make it look realistic. But yeah, I think it's a problem of directing, choreography, and the way, like, they structure their trailers. I said before, I don't know if it was in the previous recording or this one. Again, I'm basically, up to this point, I'm repeating everything I said. I don't know if who had their fingers in this trailer, right? But I could be 100% sure. Oh, what is her head doing? All right, my VLC is tripping. Sorry. Give these people, like, when they're writing up the shot list, give them a 20-minute call with someone like Freak, or one of the mappers, Ultrawin, any one of them. Show them this choreography, and they can tell you that this doesn't look like a Beat Saber map. At all. They will say you, this looks great dancing, but it doesn't fit our game. It doesn't fit in. And I think that's where you, if you want to fix this problem, I don't know if they want. Of course, it's just, I'm just rambling on. I'm just ranting here. I don't know if they want to fix this problem. Like, I still think this is a pretty high quality trailer, and to the basic consumer, I don't think this matters a lot. They're not gonna look at this and immediately look at the pattern, right? They're gonna mostly look at the people dancing. They're like, hey yo, look at her dancing, like, look at the jumping around and stuff. It's just us that every time we see any amount of red and blue cubes, I should drink something. I do not have anything to drink. We immediately go into a reading mode and read the patterns. And then we immediately notice that this is just very weird. Which people normally watching the trailer don't do. So yeah, I don't think this is a huge problem. It's still I still like don't have a problem with this trailer. But a lot of people didn't like it a ton. So what I think we should do is put a little bit of a comparison on. And I'm going to show you the trailer for the Fall Out Boy music pack. Which is rendered completely in engine. It's filmed in mixed reality, in front of a green screen as well. But what I want you to look at this here is how they try to match the lighting. Of course, this being a very dim scene, it's still obvious that this doesn't totally fit in. But they try. Oh, give me 1 second. I really need to drink something. I'll be right back. What I wanted to say, yeah, look at the lighting in this one. You can immediately see that they try to match the glow coming from the sabers, right? They have some red and yellow lights on her, just trying to match the feeling. And I think this works really well. You can still tell that it's not perfectly synced, and of course that's incredibly difficult. You can do this by, I don't know, somehow tracking the saber movement in game and then syncing that to some light fixture in your studio. But that's sci-fi stuff. They probably just have some red and yellow blinking lights that they have on her. But I think the effect just grounds this so much more in the scene. It's also a very short trailer, but I'm gonna just restart it. It looks better, in my opinion, because it actually, like, it gives you the feeling more of actually playing Beat Saber, because of course that's what she's doing. She has the quest on. You can see the controllers in her hands. She's definitely playing this right. This is not a composite of someone else just swinging. It's definitely the sabers tracked to her hands. This is just mixed reality footage. Of course, also a lot cheaper to produce. You don't need a huge production company and a crew of like 15 people to pull this off. It's just one person. Like, this looks like the old trailers, like the old Splitverse trailers. And I think that's great. And then you can see this is the actual platform of the... Oh shit. No, it went past. This is the actual platform you'll be standing on in game, so it's also the exact same site that you'll see if you buy this song pack and actually play it. Which is a really cool platform. Like, I really like the flames in here. It just looks awesome. It's different. I think there's a fine line between both of these different styles, like the full VFX, high production quality, big money style, and this sort of low-tech, just mixed reality setup. Like, this is something Logan could film in his studio. Give him like 2 extra people to shine some lights on him, someone to hold the camera, and like you could film this with a 3-person team in an afternoon. Absolutely. For a budget of like, I don't know, a couple of $100, like with getting the people and the equipment. This is but it's still, the experience you get from this is awesome. And you can still see her, she's still dancing. Of course, not as much because she actually has to focus on playing the game and not missing 15 times in this trailer, which would probably not be the best advertisement. But she's still moving around a little bit, which is how most people play Beat Saber. Like, I play like that. Of course, I cannot dance as well as she can, but I still like swing my hips around when I play the game. It's a lot of fun, and it adds so much to the experience. Which is why I think, like, for the budget, like, in price to performance, this trailer just works really well. Let me take another sip of my water. This just works really well. I wanna see sort of a mixture between this, and I'm going to get into that to like get to the last part of this. It has already almost 20 minutes long. Anyways, I told you I'm gonna be talking for a long time. Which is my favorite of the music pack trailers, the Billie Eilish music trailer. Because in my opinion, it exactly gets that line between the trailer for the Lizzo song pack, which was the full VFX high budget version, and the sort of split verse mixed reality low budget production. This one, in my opinion, it gets it right. It's also definitely longer than the two, so you have more time for the build up. But you start off with this long section of a big dance choreography, multiple people in one room. Again, look how great this looks. You have this huge castle-like room. This is definitely not a green screen. This is a real location. They are all dancing in this room together. Insane lighting. I don't know how they pull this off. Great choreography. They're dancing in here. Meanwhile, you get a little bit of the music in the background. Of course, they all have their headsets on as well. Oh, look at the light! Look at the lighting in this. Look at the lighting in the room. Look at this. First of all, it all darkens down. You can only have the light from the chandeliers and the two huge skylights and the door in the background. And then you just have this huge spotlight just moving across the room. Ah, oh, it looks awesome. I love this so much. And then you sort of get into the section where it actually looks more like they're playing the map. They look like they're playing Beat Saber. I don't know if they actually are. It's probably a bit too dangerous. I am guessing all of these quests are on pass-through, so they can have a bit more vision of when they're gonna bump into something or someone else, because it is packed really tight. You have the lighting in the background with the big lights, and this looks awesome. This looks so good. And of course you have the blue lighting as well, the blue and gold, which are the colors from the song pack as well. Oh, look at the light refracting from the chandeliers. It looks so sick. Okay, also one more thing, that this is definitely filmed practically. Like, this is not VFX. It's so much easier to just do this in camera, and it looks amazing as well. And then you have, at about the halfway point, you have the transition with this huge blue wall, and you have the transition from the dancing choreography into the actual game environment. This is not in-engine, definitely not, but it's again the 3D recreation of the Billie Eilish environment. But I think this one does it so much better, and it's for a few key reasons. First of all, she's lit, so the lighting is so much more atmospheric. It's almost monochrome in this like black and white, but it has a blue sheen to it. Meanwhile, as the Lizzo pack was like, the people were normally lit in a studio, and the environment was pretty detached from them. The characters are lit better in this one. And you can also see that they sort of try to do the lighting from the Sabers. I'm going to see if I can, like, a little bit. Look at this, for example, this bright white flash. They are doing a little bit of this environmental lighting on her, which adds so much. You also have the blocks accurately being cut in half, flying in that direction. That's how it is in the actual game. You have the sparks, and this section, if it were play, This just looks great. I don't know if this is the actual song, if this is the actual beat map that you can also play in the game. I don't know that off the top of my head, but it looks so much more realistic if I go back to where it actually transitions. Like, these are patterns that you could see in the game, and I think that's such a huge difference, and it adds so much to this trailer. Of course, they're a little bit wacky. Like, if we get one of the freeze frames from behind her, like, it's still a little bit weird. You have this. You have to swing to the right and you loop around to the bottom, and this is a double down, of course. But you know, it's something that you'd see in the game, right? I'd map this. I'd map some double downs. Hell yeah! I enjoy like some freaky patterns every now and then. The dodge wall again one layer actually, like in the other one. I don't know if I'm just stupid and haven't ever noticed that, but yeah. I just want to say that this is, in my opinion, the best trailer they've ever done for a song pack. It's just so atmospheric. The music as well is great. This first section is just a masterpiece of cinematography. I like it so much. The transition works great. How it Sabers as well. You got the dragging thing. Like, just think about that in post. Like, when you drag your saber through the floor, that it like vibrates your handle and it makes a little bit of an effect. That they did that as well in this trailer for the like 3 frames where it actually showed up. The attention to detail in this is just so nice. I don't know what studio did this, but hire them again and tell them to make something like this, because this is awesome. This is an awesome trailer. And I want to see more of that. The walls as well, they look really good. I have a reflection of her in the ground as well. There's also just a detail that grounds her so much more. That she just has a reflection in the environment itself. How do you even pull off that kind of lean back? It's crazy. Insane dancing, great VFX, wonderful camera work. The environment again, this background, it's not in engine, but it looks really true to life, even though there's of course a lot of post-processing on it. Just because if you have the budget and the render farms to make this, you can make it look a little bit better than it does when it has to render live on your headset. And then we just get to the end here. And this is just so cool. I also really like this final shot. This billboard looks really cool. Should make this. Should put this up somewhere. I'd buy it if you could, like, I don't know. Put this on my wall. Hell yeah. Not the Oculus logo, but the part before that, where it's actually about Billy herself. So now we get to the question: why do they do this? Why did they swap from this kind of trailer to what we saw in the newest one? Why did they transition? In my opinion, like my theory is that the people who are actually annoyed by what I talked about, is the amount of people who get annoyed by that is so tiny that they just say, fuck it, give us the big budget, great choreography, hype trailer that gets a lot more people into the game. We've seen that, especially with the bigger artists on the song packs. The trailers get a little bit higher budget, like this, the Billie Eilish one and the Lizzo one. And of course the newer ones also get a lot more high production value. I'm gonna say it like that. So I think they want to go a safe route, make something that just looks great, even if it's not as true to the game. And I think that's fine. I don't totally dislike the Lizzo trailer. I said I don't like it as much as this one, because this, in my opinion, is just awesome. But it's still fine. I don't think we need to worry about it as much. Of course, it was very cool, like for the first couple trailers, or the I don't know, was it the Quest trailer? When the game came to Quest, where the actually trailer was fully made by Splitverse. That was, of course, really cool if you're part of the community, because you see like, hey, yo, these are people I know. Like, I know this guy who's dancing around in this trailer. Oh my god, he dyed his hair red. That's crazy. But that doesn't matter to 99.9% of people who watch this. So, Meta, of course, being the giant global giga company, they go with what their marketing people, who also probably don't play the game, tell them, and go for the high budget route. And I think if I could make one change to this pipeline, I'd just say include one of the mappers, or like in the concept, in the choreography, or give the choreographer a headset and let them play one of the maps. Let them play the song pack before they film this. I don't know, of course, how the timing works out on that, but at least give them something to play. Use a choreographer who plays Beat Saber. That's probably the easiest change. Use a dance choreographer who has played Beat Saber before for a couple hours at least, so they can figure out if it's a movement that makes sense in the context of the game you're trying to show. And I think that would add so much to something like the Lizard trailer, which just ticked some people off. I'm gonna show it again, like in the end here, just so you remember what I was talking about the dancing. But yeah, this is it. This is all I wanted to talk about. It came out way longer than I thought it would. It's way past midnight now. I'm gonna render this out, put it on YouTube. Yeah, tell me if you watched until here. You are insane. If you watched me rant on for half an hour about some video game trailer that's literally 45 seconds long. Tell me if you agree, what you think about the trailer in the comments. Like the video, sub to the channel. It's been the first video in a while because I've been demotivated as hell, but this is honestly really fun. I may just do these one take talking things more. Mostly because it's low effort and I can just put something out which I get very excited about, because I'm hugely into like cinematography and stuff. So this is just something I love talking about. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I don't know, follow me on Twitter, I guess. At uglymagician with an underscore. And we'll see you around. Bye.